Hello, everyone. I am Anthropomantic Fiend. I do horror-related things on the internet, and I decided I wanted to do a little live stream because, A, I just wanted to hang out with people, and B, I filmed a review of Dolls like a couple weeks ago, and it's just has not gotten edited since then. I'm hoping to get that done this weekend, but I wanted to have some content up here because I also filmed another video that just hasn't gotten edited yet. So I just wanted to keep in touch with the YouTube peoples as well. I'm not really planning on promoting this. I might if just nobody shows up, but it looks like 2 people are here already, so that's cool. Yeah, I just wanted to hang out and chat with people. And if anybody out there in the YouTubes wants to come on and talk, please feel free because I am happy to hang out with people. Hey, Cody, it has been a while. How's it going on your end of things? Things are going pretty interesting for me. We had an ice storm yesterday, and it's very snowy and cold out, so classes were canceled yesterday and today, but that means I've gotten a lot of work done, and I've just been chilling. No pun intended. Pun maybe intended. But how are things going with you, Cody? I'm just making faces now. Is this content? Glad things are going okay for you. I didn't come here prepared with anything to talk about at all. So yeah, ask me anything, or I can just flail my hands in front of the camera and hope it'll be entertaining. Ooh, I could talk about this game. Things are falling. Don't worry. I just lost a viewer. Yeah, I just finished playing this game with some friends. This is Alice Cooper's Horror Box. I got this for Christmas, and it's basically, I literally don't have viewers anymore. This is literally Alice Cooper's take on Cards Against Humanity, essentially, but there's also dares involved, which are really fun. So yeah, I highly recommend this game. This resulted in one of my friends just locking themselves in the bathroom and us making scary noises outside, so that was chaotic and fun. And if you're still out there, Cody, you are more than welcome to jump on the stream. If you are interested, I will shoot you a link. And there's the question. Yeah, I will. Are you asking if you want to jump on this stream or if I want to go live with you later at some point? Because the answer to both of those questions would be yes. Although going live with you later, I would have to figure it out with my schedule because I have a lot of shit going on in my life right now. But yes, to both of those questions. I don't have other things to talk about. I'm sorry. Maybe I'll just do homework and stare into the void, and that will be content. On YouTube? I could just put the link in the chat, but I don't want random creeps jumping onto my stream. So I would rather like send it to you through Instagram or something if that's okay. All right, I'll be sending that. And hello to any new people who are just tuning in. This is just a casual Hangout live stream, as the title might imply. Feel free to say hi in the chat. I'm just here to talk about spooky stuff or whatever the hell else I want to talk about. And we may have a little guest on the stream shortly. I'm going to send it to you through Facebook if that's cool, Cody. It does. There are 2 other people lurking right now, but they tend to, yep, and it's down to you again. Yeah, people are just kind of popping in and being like, this guy's weird, I'm gone, which is valid. But, you know, I'm glad you're here because you're kind of the one who was saying, you know, I'd like to do this again. So I'm glad you're here for this at least. Cool. And a link has been sent. Everyone is weird. I'm just weird on a few different levels, and I'm not sure everyone just vibes with my specific brand of weirdness. I'm sure not everyone does. I'm glad a lot of people do, though. I'm glad I've been able to make friends through YouTube. Very glad. I think me just kind of staring and wiggling my fingers at the camera might be the thing that's alienating people. I don't know. Hello to anyone just tuning in. I'm kind of not doing anything right now, but I'm happy to chat about things and stuff. And we have a guest on the stream. I'm kind of not doing anything. Hey, Cody. How's it going?
I'm okay. You too, dude?
Yeah. And we have a guest on the stream.
Sorry, I get a little video throughout the thing on the other side. I had to X you out on the other side of my computer because I can't hear you.
Right. I was hearing it there for a sec.
And as you can see, I got my Reanimator t-shirt.
That's a sick shirt. I love that design.
Yeah, this my friend Doxy sent it to me. She's pretty nice. I mean, she's disappeared off the map though lately.
Oh.
But, you know, it was a birthday gift.
Oh, nice. Do you know who made the shirt?
Oh, good. I am so terrible with companies. I really couldn't say. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm sure I can find it online though. Just
your
shirts. So how you been, dude?
Been pretty good. Trying to think of what I've done like horror wise. I'm trying to start a horror movie club on my school's campus right now, so that'll hopefully be in motion soon.
Yeah, you can give a big presentation of Phantasm and how it's appreciated by so many people.
Oh my god, dude! I literally so there was a big like party on campus that like our like geek clubs, like the sci-fi fantasy club and the tabletop club and the anime club all did together. It was called Geeky Halloween. It was basically like a little mini convention, but for Halloween. I dressed as the tall man for 3 days straight. It was beautiful.
That's commitment. You commit to your craft. I still think it's easier just to dress like Herbert West, though. Like, you just need a lab coat and some glasses and a syringe and just do your cold, logical thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But, I mean, nobody does the tall man. Like,
it's a lot of work.
Costumes out there.
You got to look 50. for one, you got to look 40 or 50. You have to
Yeah,
wear a suit with a red pin to the tie, and then you got to get these types of shoes that make you look taller than you really are.
right. Yeah, but I mean, it paid off because Don Coscarelli like shared my Phantasm tall man costume to his Instagram story, and I was just like, my heart, my heart.
Other than Phantasm, I love Bubba Hotep. Didn't he do that?
Yeah, Bruce Campbell.
And the JFK character, the dude, the African American dude who claims whose brain got put into an African American's body.
Oh,
And you never do find out if he's really the real JFK or if it's just a delusion in his head, and
I haven't actually seen Bubba Hotep yet, but I really need to.
oh god, so I just spoiled a character in the film that sounds so ridiculous.
Oh no, that's good. You're good, dude. I'm just gonna have to watch it really soon. The other Coscarelli movie I really want to see is John Dies at the End. It looks really cool.
Saw that. I had to watch it a few times because just like Phantasm, I was like, what is going on here exactly? Like, what's happening? What's what? And because it's got that feel to it, like that dimensional feel to it, where you're like, I don't understand what is happening, and stuff.
Yeah, but we actually, I'm in a creative writing class right now, and we were looking at like how to hook people on a book, and so we were looking at like the first paragraphs of a couple books, and one of them we did was the original book of John Dies at the End. And
there's a book.
Yeah, there's a book. And originally, like the author started out like on the internet, just posting the chapters like in bits, like on some website, and then like he got a book deal and he got a movie made out of his book by Don Coscarelli. But yeah, the actual like first sentences of the book are just as surreal and out there, and they're awesome because it's just like, I don't know how to describe it, but it just like every sentence just like escalates the situation a little bit more.
Just like the movie, because even though you haven't seen the movie,
yeah.
I mean, if you've read the book, you probably already know what's going to happen, probably in the film.
I've only read the first like couple paragraphs, and it was just like, this is weird and cool, and I need more of this. But yeah,
exactly. Is there something in there about a sauce type thing already in the pages or something like that?
Not yet. It was about damn. It was something about a dude with like a swastika like burnt onto his tongue, like getting killed and then coming back and being like, oh man, I'm trying to forget. It was like, it was weird. It's hard to describe, but it was like somebody had some kind of weapon that they used to kill the monster, and it broke, and then they had to get like a new head for it, and then they smashed something else with it, and like the body of it broke, so they had to get a new one. And then the other guy who was already dead came back with his head stitched back on and was like, hey, that's the same weapon that killed me. And then the question is it the same weapon if it's a different head and a different body?
Like, is it this or is it that? Like, are you sure?
Yeah.
It's kind of just like in Phantasm, where you're like, I thought you died,
Right.
Yeah,
by the time we get to Ravager and there's like so many tall men, it's just like, I have no idea what's going on, and I love it.
Well, the way that I think he explained it, the tall man, is that he's in different universes and different timelines.
Yeah.
So there are timelines where died, Jodie's still around, and there are timelines where Reggie was killed, and then there's a time when he wasn't. And
yeah, that checks out. And some people, which I find really interesting, have explained like sort of headcanoned and rationaled the casting of James LaGrosse as Mike in Phantasm 2 as just being an alternate timeline where Mike's different.
True. It's interesting you're mentioning all this because they're starting to do that with Marvel films now, where they explain how can there be another Tony Stark who doesn't look like Tony Stark, yet he's Tony Stark, and And that I'm like multi universe, man. Don't try to out of it.
Hi, Michael. How you doing?
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't see anybody who's on here.
Yeah, all you're good. Michael Machung is in the chat now.
What's up, Mike?
But yeah, can we safely say that Don Coscarelli did the multiverse first?
Yes, he did. It's just he wasn't very appreciated for it. You know, it's like, oh, so the multiverse thing was actually my idea to explore, but when Marvel did it after me, they got popularity for it.
Yep. What I just want is for the Tall Man inexplicably to show up in the MCU.
He could. I was on someone's live and I asked him the Tall Man versus Doctor Who or something like that. You know, like who could really match the Tall Man in power and scale? And I'm like, I guess the Doctor from Doctor Who, because you know that's.
I feel like the Doctor and the Tall Man are like distant cousins or something.
They're like darker versions of one another.
Uh-huh.
Because you have the Doctor who's all caring and peaceful, and then you have the Tall Man who's just cold and calculating and all that.
But yeah, it would just be really fun if the Marvel MCU just expanded so much that it's just every movie now.
Man, did you see the Spider-Man one?
Yes, I got to see that in theaters. People were like, I got to hear people like gasping and clapping in the theater, and it was just so energetic. Yeah, I don't want to say anything.
I won't
to spoil it, but if you're a Spider-Man fan of any kind, please watch it. It's great.
You'll love it, guys. For all of you guys out there, or anyone who that later on, you'll love it. Yeah. I was gonna say something that I know I brought this up before, and I know it annoys the hell out of people because I always ask if they ever redid Reanimator, who would be a perfect Jeffrey Combs' character. And I think I found the perfect guy after watching American Horror Story. So you know Cody Fern?
I'm not sure.
He's an Australian actor, but he's with accents, and he's very good at playing very cold, calculating, intelligent villains lately. And I'm thinking, not to mention, he's got blonde hair and bluish eyes, which fits with the story, Wes. Mm-hmm. I think he could be a good fit. He just needs to research the role and get the right feel of the character.
I could see that. Michael is saying that if the Tall Man was in the MCU, he'd probably go up against Doctor Strange, which I can totally see.
Yes. Finally, we get a good match: Doctor Strange and Phantasm. Yeah. I feel like.
Go on.
Sorry. No, you go on, man. It's your show.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, anybody who wants to hop on the stream and chat with us, you know, not just from the chat but on the screen, please just let me know. Continue.
Definitely. I was just gonna say, okay, what is like the only true way you think? Because you're the fan of this. I'm a fan too, but you know everything about it. Is the only true way to stop all of the Tall Man stuff from happening, from your point of view? Like,
vampires. Because if everyone's immortal, no one can die.
So we all have to evolve and become Buffy vampire people.
Yep.
For none of this stuff to happen.
Exactly.
That's one way for sure. I'm sure it'll gain some popularity if we put it to a vote.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, I don't have bodies to harvest anymore because everyone's still fucking here.
Exactly. What was I going to say? Oh, I was thinking, I feel like the only way, because isn't the whole catalyst for how all this happened is that the Jebediah scientist dude built the machine and he went somewhere else and something wherever he went and
that's kind of the catalyst. I feel like the tall man, whatever it is, was always there. Um, and yeah, it just sort of, assimilated Jebediah and was like, Undertaker, this is creepy. I can use this because whatever the tall man is, it doesn't just take the form of Jebediah Morningside. It's got the lady in lavender. It takes the form of, damn it, what's the girl's name in Phantasm 2?
Oh wait a minute, I know this. I know this. Alchemy. Alchemy.
Uh, does take the form of alchemy, but the other one too, like in the dream sequence where he like comes out of her back.
Oh, oh God, I had the name. I'm gonna cheat and be a cheater and just look it up on Wikipedia because I got memory for shit. Oh, Liz. Liz.
Yeah. God damn it. It was there in my head and I was like, nope, you're wrong. You're wrong. But
Well,
yeah.
she was only in one installment, then they just like dished her out.
Yeah. I didn't love the way the studio was like, oh, you gotta force a romance into your movie because it's a big budget studio film. But I did like Liz as a character and they could have done more with her.
Well, the thing is, the thing I found interesting that they just apparently erased was that Mike was not the only candidate that the Tom was looking at. He said there were other that he was looking at too, for some reason. And I'm like, well, what is with this? Why has he got like candidates that he's keeping an eye on or something, And
yeah, I feel like it's just like, it's not like he's gonna go away and someone else is gonna take it. It's kind of like the same thing that happened with Jebediah Morningside. He's finding other people to assimilate and use. Like I feel like the lady in lavender was somebody else at some point that it assimilated and is using the form of now. It just happens to like the form of Jebediah Morningside the best, I think.
Because I think he was the first person that ever got assimilated, or something like that. In my opinion, at least.
Probably. Do you think whatever it was just got like locked in some dimension by like higher powers because it was like it can't ever get out, and then Jebediah Morningside like accidentally stumbled on it and let it out?
I agree, yes and no. I think whatever it was that locked away in that red planet, it did not have any real feel, but it could talk to you in your dreams like that, in your subconscious. Okay. And I wouldn't be surprised if it knew how ambitious Jebediah Morningside was regarding death and what happened after, and that it was teaching him secretly how to build that machine and where to build it at, and
yeah, because dreams and just like really dream logic are such a big part of Phantasm, like the blurring of dreams and reality. So yeah, I do like the idea of it communicating with Jebediah through dreams and maybe influencing his actions.
Yeah, because and not to mention, I just wanted to know more about him in general. Like, why was he so obsessed with this as a mortician and a scientist? Like, is it because he saw so much death during the Civil War and he wanted to know like what happens after or something like that? And
bye, Michael. Take care.
Bye, Michael.
Thanks for stopping by. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, I feel like it's almost the Victor Frankenstein effect. Not that Victor's kind of a jerk, if I'm being honest, but like in so many like incarnations of the story, Victor has seen so much death in his life that he wants to find a way to like, turn back the clock and prevent that death by creating life. And I feel like Jebediah wants to kind of cheat death in the same way. So he's kind of trying to find the way to push the boundaries. And he accidentally, unlocks a being that's essentially like the personification of death, or at least using death to its advantage. So that seriously backfired.
It backfired for Mike and his family for sure.
Oh yeah.
I'm so sorry when I came into your DMs and suggested, and I still believe it in a weird way because it is the multiverse that Mike is somehow like a young version of Jebediah to some degree.
They're definitely playing with like parallels between the two of them in this weird way in Oblivion. I don't know what they were trying to do with that, but there's something there.
Yeah, because at first the tall man was like, I want to kill him. But then later down the line, he's like, oh no, I can't let him die. You know, he's important somehow to all of this.
But then at the end of Oblivion, he's just like, wait, shit, no, this isn't working. I'm going to take the sphere out of his head. So like all the stuff he's been doing through the movie just gets undone immediately.
I know. I'm like, what kind of writing is this? Like, make a decision for what you're going with,
right.
You know. Oh, do you know that today is Romero's birthday today?
I didn't realize that.
You know that they want to do one last Romero film called Twilight of the Dead, and
I remember them saying that. Yeah, it's not a Romero film if Romero's not involved, though.
Yeah, true. Granted, I heard that he wanted to do one last one, like one final chapter in the whole thing. And I'm thinking, okay, like the final chapter in his universe, like the story is going to be completely finished if they do this film. But how do you think they should end the Romero universe? It's the beginning of the modern day zombie thing.
And I don't know, like, how do you properly end an apocalypse story? Like, I think Anna and the Apocalypse did it best with just leaving it on. We've survived the apocalypse, but it's taken a heavy toll on us. Where to next? And I feel like that's where most of my favorite like apocalypse stories end. Either it's just a very bleak ending, or it's just like we've survived, but it's like, you know, this is the cost of living now.
That's one way. I mean, I have an idea, but technically speaking, it's not my idea. It was actually George's idea.
Oh, yeah.
It was in a scrap script of Day of the Dead, because Day of the Dead was supposed to be the final one, but they had to cut it because of budgets. Okay, his final ending was a character dies but doesn't come back. He's been dead for 10 minutes and he still hasn't reanimated. And then sudden, all the zombies just everywhere just drop dead for no reason. They just all of a sudden just go back to being dead corpses. And there's a sign floating in the wind that's been freshly painted by somebody. And it says, "It's over, I promise." And you don't know who painted that or why. And it's a very eerie feeling because it's over, but why did this happen and why did it suddenly end? You know, it kind of, you know, it's very like it began mysteriously and it ends mysteriously.
I actually really like that because the original Night of the Living Dead is so existential. There's no like, there's a hint of maybe a reason, but really there's no reason given for why the dead are rising at all. And if the whole franchise just ended that inexplicably, I think that would be great too.
Yeah, like you can take it for what it is. You know, if you want to go with the whole space radiation thing, maybe the radiation just faded out after a while or something. You know, and if you believe it's divine punishment, maybe finally decided, okay, maybe y'all have learned it's enough now, you know, or something like that.
Right.
But leaving it just mystery, I think, is best.
Right.
Is anybody? Because I can't see.
Let's see. Trenchy, I'm shooting you a link shortly. I just need to send the invite properly.
Oh, Trenchy. Damn.
Yeah, Trenchy's coming on. But Ben mentioned The Road as being one of the most depressing post-apocalyptic movies. I haven't seen the movie, but I read the book for high school, and holy shit, that is bleak.
I was the movie dude, but I agree that I think the movie was also bleak because, and not to mention, just the color tone of the film was bleak. Like, there's no sunshine throughout the whole film. it's all just depressing and bleakness.
Yeah, and I have not seen The Boy and His Dog bin either. A lot of people are recommending it, though. I'm not familiar with that one.
I'm not familiar with it either.
But if there's a dog involved, and you're mentioning it after we're talking about like apocalypse stuff, I'm expecting it to be hella depressing.
Why is it that it's always the dog that's got to get eaten during the apocalypse or something? Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, do we really need to see that?
Because storytellers like to be cruel to their audience. That's why.
I like what Romero did later on during the sequels, where the zombies just wanted people. They completely ignored animals at that point.
Yeah.
You know, like there was a alligator in Day of the Dead that was right next to two zombies, and the zombies didn't even look at it. They just wanted to find people to feed on.
What's a talking dog been? Interesting.
Talking dogs, man. Maybe someone should make an actual serious movie about that. A dog who develops the ability to speak.
It might be hard to take seriously, but I think if you just established this, like almost kind of like Night of the Living Dead, nobody knows why they're alive. A dog that just can talk and nobody knows why, but everything else about the movie is dead serious and horrifying and just awful shit keeps happening, but the dog can still just talk. Oh, Mind Link talking. It's a guy and his dog who can talk to each other traveling through the post-apocalypse. Interesting.
Damn it, I wanted verbal talking, but Mind Link works.
Yeah. And some higher in the chat, the Terrence was talking about, I think it's called Threads, a BBC nuclear holocaust drama, which sounds very, very bleak. Hobbs, my Sanderson brother, hello.
The opinion of the people is this, that when you do post-apocalyptic dramas, unless it's going to involve zombies or aliens or robots, no one really gives a crap about the drama. Because after a while, they just want to see what the apocalypse is about, and not so much about your emotional baggage that you.
Mabusacast, hello. I found Mabusacast through, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, I might not be. I believe it's German. But named after a Fritz Lang movie. But I found Mabusacast through Letterboxd and the reviews he does on there of like a lot of classic movies. So I'm happy to see you here on YouTube, dude.
Pleasure to have you here, sir.
I'm saying Threads, saying Threads is bleak but great. Oh, and yeah, Hobbs and anyone else in the chat, if you want a link on to jump on the stream and talk with us face to face, let me know.
Yeah, let's try to make this a party if possible and just stay up till like 3 a.m. You know, like let's just smoke pot and just like stay up at 3 a.m.
Whoa. I know I'm a college student, but I have life standards too.
Come on, man. You gotta loosen up a little bit. Like, come on, like
I stayed up till 4 a.m. during Geeky Halloween, okay? I've lived it up. I stayed up till the wee hours of the morning. We had a midnight Rocky Horror screening. It was great.
Yeah, one night was enough. Oh, hello, Pickle Armadillo. Sorry.
Yeah, Pickle Armadillo. It's probably longer than that, honestly. Hey, Trenchy.
Oh, it's Trenchy. Why didn't you just say so?
I mean, sometimes his names are just like mashing on the keyboard, so you know.
No, they write themselves. It's like some message sends me telepathically to write this. I don't know why. It just happens.
Don't question it. we can't question the genius that you're channeling, Trenchy, honestly.
It's not genius, but it's something, but it's definitely not genius.
And it's genius in some dimension.
I guess so.
I know this is basically a Jason
nice
type deal, but you know. Do you think I should put this on a dating website? Like, just picture of this, and ladies be like, "Oh my, I love hockey."
No, put it on there and just like write a dating profile like it's for Jason. Just be like, you know, I'm very close with my mom. I like hockey masks. I like hunting.
I like hunting chicks and shooting them with arrows, and
yeah, I'm a weapons enthusiast.
That sounds like something he actually would put on his dating profile if he had a dating profile. God. I look like a mess, don't I, guys? Don't even lie. The hair and the goatee here.
Yeah. You look all right to me.
I mean, obviously, my hair is never going to match yours.
Oh.
That's impossible to do.
Thank you. I've been growing this out for years.
How many years now you've been growing it out?
It's over 2 years now. I trimmed it a little bit in October, but it just grew right back.
Oh, shit.
It's genetic. There's a genetic abnormality in his hair.
Terrence is asking about a funny low-budget movie in the 90s called Bleak Future. I'm not familiar with that. Are either of y'all familiar with that one?
No.
I'm not familiar, but I'm going to look it up.
All right.
Bleak Future.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with it at all.
Same.
I think I found it, but I can't really say what it's about. It does look low budget though. That much I can tell you from the pictures I'm seeing. It does not look high budget at all.
Hobbs, don't show your girlfriend Last House on the Left. That's not what you're supposed to do.
Is he serious?
He said, I've lost 2 girlfriends introducing them to horror. Last House on the Left and Sinful Dwarf.
I mean, you gotta show them something like, you know, like easier. Like, I don't know, I Spit on Your Grave or something. Cannibal Holocaust. You know?
Look, if you want to show your girlfriend in a revenge movie, show them Revenge, the movie Revenge. I think they'll appreciate that one a lot more.
I did see that one. That one's good. Yeah.
Or better yet, just start her out with Scream, dude. That's like the easiest one to start.
Yeah.
I mean, someone gets gutted in it, but I'm like,
yeah,
it's a lot easier to sit through Scream than it is to sit through Last House on the Left.
Do I want to be on the list to receive Sinful Dwarf? We're passing it around. Is this another Bigfoot blood trap situation where it's that awful? Because if so, I'm 100% in. And if not, I'm still in. So yes, I want to be on the list.
He's in for anything. You give him a challenge, anything, he'll take it.
I wouldn't go that far. I do have a list of movies I won't watch. And these include a Serbian film, Selo,
yeah,
Human Centipede, Cannibal Holocaust.
Understandable, considering.
And I Spit on Your Grave and Last House on the Left. Mostly stuff with sexual violence because I'm just not about that.
Fair enough.
Oh! Now I know what I was going to ask you both. What do you think about this new Leatherface thing that they got going on? You know,
I've just been seeing memes on Facebook. People
try anything in your cancer, bro.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I
Oh, I'm sorry, Trenchy. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I haven't seen the trailer. I did hear about the cancel thing though, and I don't know what I gotta see this trailer.
Well, I might be the black sheep here or the minority here, but I think it looks semi decent. It looks better than what we got in 2017 when they tried to make him like normal. Like, you know, I think, I mean, it's a shame they couldn't get the original Sally actress because she passed away in 2013, I believe. I love the idea though of returning characters from the original finally meeting up after how long has it been in the timeline? He encountered them in 1974, and this is 2022 now.
Yeah, I guess.
He would be 70 something in real life, wouldn't he? Like, and he's still capable of doing all this at 70 years old.
He works out.
Oh, wait. So they're bringing back people from the older movies? Is Lefty coming back? Please tell me Lefty and Chop Top are coming back, man.
Yep.
It's the original.
Oh, go on.
It's the original, which means the second one does not exist now because this is literally. I'm sorry to break your heart, Trenchy. I'm broken.
My heart is broken in a million pieces now.
Talk to Hollywood, like I wanted Bill.
I know. Yeah,
I wanted Bill Moseley to come back, but I just seen enough of him lately.
But yeah, I'm with the people in the chat. I'm going into the Netflix Texas Chainsaw with low expectations, but I'm gonna get what good out of it I can. But speaking of characters from Texas Chainsaw 2, do you know about the Stretch cinematic universe, Trenchy?
What? Because TCM2 and The Beginning are my TCM The Beginning and TCM2 are my favorite TCM movies.
Yep. So apparently the character that the actress who plays Stretch plays in Hatchet 3, she has officially said she played that character with the intent that it is actually Stretch who has changed her name and moved.
Wait a minute here. So we're gonna have Victor Crowley with Daniel Harris fighting Leatherface. This sounds insane. I love it.
Yeah. Stretch is in Hatchet 3. Essentially.
It sounds like something she would do, honestly, because she always was kind of a reporter type woman to begin with.
Exactly. Yeah, she wants to continue her reporting.
Not to mention, her character supposedly made a cameo in Leatherface Part 3.
Yeah.
When the police found the bodies in the body pit, and she was like smoking a cigarette, just watching them dig them out. And I'm like, oh, your boyfriend did this. Him and your because remember Leatherface kind of for her, and she pretended to play along with it just so he wouldn't do anything to her. Like, damn, you're playing with a man-child. You're like manipulating his emotions and shit.
Right. Terrence wants Grandpa to still be kicking. He's barely kicking in the first one, so I highly doubt that, but it would be really funny if he was.
Yeah, because he was already 100, wasn't he? Like, I forgot what age he even was. I'm sorry,
my bad. Go ahead. My bad.
No. I just mumbled about what age he was, but you go ahead, Trench.
Oh, my bad. You guys are cutting out for me.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's... well, it's good from my point of view.
Yeah, I think it's just my internet. My bad.
It's okay. Everything shits out nowadays.
Yeah. Yes, Hobbs, people are treating me fine at school. I'm making some pretty good friends. I've found some other horror lovers, and yeah, really good friends. I just finished playing Alice Cooper's Horror Box with a bunch of people, which is basically horror themed Cards Against Humanity. So that was really fun. And hello, Master of Fear. Very happy to have you here. Yes, Casey, I made a horror movie club on my campus. I still need to pass it with students in it, but I've got a mailing list and a bunch of people who are interested and some potential rooms, and we're figuring out what day it's going to be on, and we've got all kinds of ideas for the club. So yeah, we're going to have a horror club on campus, and it's not just going to be horror movies. We're going to talk about a bunch of other stuff too.
Sounds good. And then also, you got some cult stuff on the side that you're probably not even going to verbally mention because cults don't advertise their crap out there.
Oop.
And Trenchy disappeared because after I said the cult
stuff, reappeared for a minute. I was like, "Why are there two the pickle armadillos?"
That happens sometimes. My bad. I don't know. Like it will kick me, but it will keep me in the stream. But I'll have to come back because I won't see it. But everybody else will still see me in the stream, and I'll come back and they'll be like, "There's two of you," and it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, nobody wants to see me in the middle nowadays. They always want me either on the left side or not on you at all.
No, I talked to you before, dude. You're cool. Well, I'm glad I got to catch you guys.
Yeah, you were both on with me on here like a couple of years back with Maddie, and it was really fun.
Was that literally like a year ago in 21, or was that in 2020?
That was 2020. That was November of 2020.
Oh, okay. I was just making sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last time I talked to Maddie, geez, how long ago was it? I showed him a few chapters of the whole Trash and West thing, which I've lacked on because I just didn't have the motivation to. Not to mention, I wasn't even sure where to take it. You know, the fanfic between Trash and West. I think I'll let you see it, Fiend.
All right.
A few times. It's been a year or so you probably don't even remember.
Yeah, and for the record, Maddie's a she, so.
Oh, she. I'm sorry. Ugh, I get mixed up.
Yeah, you're cool.
You're good. You're good.
You're in the game.
Well, I showed it to her, and she liked it, but she was just wondering when I would continue with it, and I'm like, I really couldn't tell you because I don't really have the motivation to, and not to mention, I don't know where to take it.
Right.
But yeah, I'd be happy to check it out for sure.
I only did 3 chapters, so it's not like a book or anything.
Right.
Did you use human Trash, or did you already have her as a zombie?
Well, I kind of did a twist there where she is reanimated, which is the term I like to use for the Return universe, is reanimated rather than zombie, because a zombie to me is like a mindless, soulless thing that doesn't have any personality.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just say with West helping her, she kind of is able to look and act humanish, you know, with his medicine that he gives.
Mm.
So he's like her supplier, if you want to put it like that.
I like it. I like the idea. It's interesting.
Yeah, it's like sex meets brains. Like he's the brains and she's the sexiness.
That's cool.
Which I heard was a thing, that if the smarter you are, the more sexier you are to women or something like that.
I don't know.
About that.
Like, a guy that can bring people back to life. He's hot as hell.
Well, people like Loki, so there's got to be something there.
Oh man.
He's a god, though. Like, like that's just automatically.
And look, he's a shapeshifter. He can look however the hell he wants to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not to mention he's played by a hot ass actor that all of Britain love.
That guy in Crimson Peak. Holy shit.
I saw that. That was pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
I've never seen it. I've heard good things though. I know you're a big fan of that one, right? Ampro?
I'm a really big fan of Crimson Peak. It's one of my personal favorite movies.
I feel like if they did ghost story movies more like that, it would get more popularity, but because they want to do everything by Hollywood standards, it just doesn't, it gets flushed out to the point where it's just for bucks rather than for story.
Yeah, well, like, Guillermo del Toro, who directed it, really wanted it to be like a gothic romance, like something like Wuthering Heights mixed with a giallo movie, like Deep Red or something. But they like released it on Halloween, and they kind of marketed it like it was this Conjuring style, like jump scare ghost movie, which is not what it is at all. So like people were like set up to expect one thing, and they got something completely different. So it just did not work.
I can see that. I can see that.
Have you guys seen Haunter?
Haunter?
I think it from 2013.
Let me check.
I have not.
I won't spoil it. I would try to go into that one blind, but it's a good little ghost story. It's a good little ghost movie. It has its problems. It's not perfect, but it's pretty decent. It's pretty good. I liked it.
All right.
It's not your traditional. Yeah.
I like the poster that I see on the Wikipedia. I like that.
Where is it available currently? Do I need to like pick it up physically, or is it streaming, or?
I don't know. I watched it on a streaming service like 2 years ago. I forget which one. I have you on Twitter. If you're really interested, I can look for you and then get back to you, because I know you're busy with a college.
Right. Oh, please do. That would be wonderful.
Yeah, I think you would dig it. It's got the girl from Zombieland in it, the little girl Abigail Breslin. She's older in this. But...
Yes. She's literally on the poster too.
Yeah, she's like the main character.
Sweet.
Hey, Hobbs.
What's up, Hobbs? It's been a while since I've seen him anywhere.
He's been around.
I gotta catch up with a lot of people. I've been slacking, and then I went on break for a couple weeks because of my mental health, and now I'm back.
Oh yeah, that's super valid. I filmed a review of Stuart Gordon's Dolls 2 weeks ago. Still haven't finished editing it. Really hoping to get that done this weekend.
Ooh, okay, I don't want to spoil the review, but just tell me, did you like it?
I liked it.
I that's like one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite movies, like horror movies. I put it pretty high, probably.
Yeah, I need to start working on my channel for a change, because let's face it, I don't upload as much of anything, really. It's a miracle if I upload at all,
Right.
I just don't have any good suggestions of what I should even talk about or what I should even review.
I mean, dude, I could just recommend you weird shit, and you could watch it and talk about it.
Well, I can always count on you to recommend weird, otherworldly shit. And I'm like, Cody, put yourself through this. Just sit down and look at the screen and just put yourself through this for about an hour or two, and let me know how you feel afterwards. Whether like I can see you as just like a young Sutter Kane dude And after you get done writing something, you grab me by my nasty ass hair and force my face into the book, and my eyes bleed, and just like, you know.
Did I ever tell you that my favorite color was blue?
And now my freaking wall's blue.
I win.
That would be so cool if you could do like a Sutter Kane fan film and play like a young Sutter Kane, and like somehow, I don't know, what would young Sutter Kane be like?
That would actually be really interesting, because In the Mouth of Madness is my favorite John Carpenter movie, so that would actually be a really fun origin story to write. And I've been meaning to like record a cover of the John Carpenter theme for In the Mouth of Madness for the longest time, so I might have to do something with that.
I actually always had a theory about who he was and how it actually is sort of a homage to another Lovecraft story, called The Dunwich Horror.
Mm-hmm.
That one. Like, my theory was that Sutter Kane was born and raised in the town that's in the book, Hobbs End. But his family was very odd. They were like a family of cultists, worshippers of the old ones.
Mm-hmm.
And that Sutter Kane was like a demigod type dude. Like, he was the son of one of the old ones on the other side. And he needed to find a way to bring them back using religious, religious stuff somehow, belief. And he was a very good writer. His father gave him books to read and fiction books to read. So he began just writing stories about his folks on the other side, and they were using that to build up belief levels. And that was my origin story for him, basically.
Mm-hmm. I like that. Oh, and people are recommending your shit in the chat now. So,
Garbage Pail Kids is a classic, though. Well, I mean, it's bad, but it's good.
Didn't it have like a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes for the longest time?
They need to remake that as a horror movie, though. Like, I've had an idea for that. Remake it as a horror movie, but like an action horror. If you take Fred Decker back to his roots, like Night of the Creeps and like what's it called, Monster Squad, and do Garbage Pail Kids in the style of that as a horror movie, I think that'd be awesome.
Oh man, if Fred Decker's still around, right?
Yeah, I guess he wrote the Predator movie, but I guess it was really bad.
Like he did writing on a bunch of movies, but a lot of times he would be like, "Don't credit me on this shit," because it got rewritten by like 5 other people, and it's not what I want it to be anymore. Yeah. Fred Decker's still out there, and I think he's still working. So if like we made a Garbage Pail Kids script and sent it to him and was like, "We will pay you to make this movie," I wonder what would happen.
Definitely. Oh, now I know a movie that I would like to review that I actually watched recently, with Roddy McDowall in it. You ever heard of Class of '84? Anybody?
I reviewed that movie.
Yes.
Shit.
I've heard of kids being assholes, but those kids in that movie took it to a whole different freaking level, dude.
Oh,
right?
Yeah. When they get killed, it's so satisfying. Like, I love the comeuppance.
Like, at this point, and not that I'm going to spoil anything for anyone who hasn't seen it, but what these kids do in this film to essentially just everybody they encounter, at this point, you cannot look at them as kids anymore.
Yeah.
After doing,
Yep. Terrence is mentioning Class of 1991 as well. I also reviewed that. Have you seen Class of 1999?
No.
No, I haven't.
Okay. I think you'll dig 99 even more than 84, because they like bring sci-fi elements into it, and they're like cracking down on the kids even harder. So they've like built robot teachers for the school to like enforce the law on them, but it like becomes this really awful abuse of power, and it's great. It's really fun.
I would have liked it. I mean, after seeing what the kids in the first one did, I'm like, hell, you could have used some freaking robot teachers for them. Like that
Yeah.
that might have been useful.
Yeah, with those asshole kids who I'm pretty sure were also Nazis. Yeah, but like in class of 1999, those kids are gone now, and it's a bunch of kids who really don't deserve it, who are getting like beat down on really hard by these robot teachers. But like the robot teachers are really fun. One of them is played by Pam Grier. There are a few other like fun actors playing them. But yeah, class of 84 and class of 1999, if you want to review those movies, I would love to hear what you think.
I would definitely love to review Class of 1984 because that's the one I've been watching the most, you know, and it has its problems, but what 80 movie doesn't have a problem?
Yeah. Yeah, and like Terrence is saying, Pam Grier has a flamethrower arm in Class of 1999. What else do you want in a movie?
Exactly.
You know what that reminds me of, like the Faculty, where the teachers are aliens. Oh, you got the Faculty! I love that movie.
I just picked up the Faculty a couple weeks ago.
Oh, dude, have you seen it yet?
I haven't. I'm gonna watch it soon.
It's great. It's like The Breakfast Club meets Aliens.
Oh. And I just looked at it, and it was like Elijah Wood, Clea Duvall, a couple other people, written by Kevin Williamson, who did Scream, directed by Robert Rodriguez. I'm like, how can this be bad?
You got Robert Patrick in there as one of the teachers. It's just dope. Jean Grey from X-Men, Femke Jensen's in there. It's just good. It's really good.
Oh, and Casey wants a review. Master of Fear saying, I didn't think anybody else wanted to see that movie besides me. I really want to see The Faculty. And
I grew up with it.
You will be getting a Faculty review, people. You have asked.
Yay!
I feel like I should do. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, my bad. I cut you off.
I feel like I should do a review about the horror movie that I've been obsessed with the most, that most horror fans just hate or annoyed by even hearing, because I like it personally, and my friend Caddy likes it, but everyone else hates it. The Violent Kind is kind of a movie that I sort of became a fan of just because of how bizarre it is.
I've never even heard of it. What's that about?
Yeah, I haven't heard of that one.
Well, to put this to you, and listen, it's kind of like Phantasm. You're not going to get all the answers completely. Basically, the only way I can say this without making a long paragraph is rockabilly teenagers who are apparently not from around here, or they're not from around here anymore.
Interesting.
Ooh.
They're from out of town, if you get me.
Hi, Ashtar. Thanks for
and they're not screwing around. Oh, your picture went blank.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm kind of moving around the room and doing some stuff.
You're good.
Gonna have to jump off the stream really soon, but I'm still here and chatting for just a little bit.
That's okay.
Gotcha.
Date it whenever it's possible.
Yeah, you good. I'm excited for The Faculty, just like I am Dolls, because those are like two of my favorites. I grew up with The Faculty. Like, that was one of like the first. That wasn't the first, but it was in the group of some of the first horror movies I saw.
Nice.
That's like one of my favorites. I think that was like one of the best films that Robert Rodriguez did, really.
Yeah.
I really dig Planet Terror, though. I love the hell out of Planet Terror.
That film was so over the top, yet it works.
Because the characters
Is
are
that
so
the lady?
so off the wall, but the characters are great.
Exactly. Like, the characters are so great. Like, you got the little mystery guy who's got the relationship with Cherry, who I'm saying that whoever that is couldn't get into more action films because he was so. Because that's the thing, he didn't really do much after that.
Yeah.
Which is kind of sad to hear because I'm like, dude, you have the chops to be like an action star hero type guy.
That's the one where the woman has the shotgun leg, right?
Yes. Nothing
I
sexier
gotta
than
rewatch that.
nothing sexier than a one-legged go-go dancer. Which is really creepy for me to say out of my mouth, but
You good?
I can't judge things whether or not something's sexy. I literally have no frame of reference. But Trenchy, you will love the hell out of Planet Terror. It feels like it's made for you.
I think I've seen parts of it. I don't know if I've seen the whole thing because I've had this thing where I was like, oh, I thought I had seen the whole thing of this, and then it turns out I haven't. Like I've been having that with a few movies where I'll realize, oh, I haven't seen the whole thing of this movie. Oh no.
All right, Trenchy, you got to remind me now, but I got to do 2 watch streams with you. I'll probably bring in a few other people, but I got to do a couple of watch streams with you. I got to do The Lighthouse and I got to do Planet Terror.
Okay, if I have access, I'm down. The Lighthouse is pretty easily accessible, though. Everybody's got the Lighthouse. Planet Terror is going to be a thing. I think I can find it because they grouped that with Death Proof, right?
Yeah, it was part of Grindhouse. I haven't actually seen Death Proof though.
Oh, I think you'll appreciate Death Proof because it's kind of like a slasher with a car type movie. Well, there's a guy driving the car, but the thing is, I think you'll like what they do with the female characters. I think you'll like that.
Okay.
Basically, I mean,
go on.
If you're a fan of tough, independent women, you'll love Death Proof.
I am a fan of tough, independent women. And Tristan is saying, that he saw Planet Terror and Death Proof as a Grindhouse double feature in the theater, which sounds fantastic. And he's always liked Planet Terror more. It seems like Planet Terror is just going to be more my thing and sort of the outrageous supernatural horror vibe, but I think I'll dig Death Proof as well.
I think you'll find Stuntman Mike interesting. He's an interesting villain.
Wasn't he played by Kurt Russell?
Yeah, it's Kurt, and that's what makes, like, I don't want to give it away, but makes what happens with the character throughout the movie so good is because it is Kurt Russell.
Oh shit, I didn't realize Kurt Russell was in it. Now I really do have to see it.
Yeah, Tarantino, Kurt Russell, like it's good. People say it's one of Tarantino's lesser films, but I like it. I would put it decently in the middle of a Tarantino ranking.
Yeah. I haven't seen a ton of Tarantino. If I'm being honest, really the only Tarantino movie, like Tarantino directed movie I've seen was I saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood in theaters.
That is like my new favorite one.
It was good. It was like 3 hours long, but I did not feel the runtime at all. It was good.
That's the one I haven't seen.
And not to spoil anything for you, Trenchy, after what you just said, but I love the ending more.
Yeah, it plays around with history. It's not historically accurate, but I love it because it isn't.
Oh, like he does that a lot. He did that with Inglourious Bastards as well. It's not historically accurate.
If that was how Hitler died, that would have been so much better. You know.
Yeah, it's the way it should have gone down. It's the way it should have gone down.
what I love about Tarantino films, though, I haven't seen them all, but like usually his main characters aren't the best of people. They're very flawed, and like the character. Well, you follow a bunch of characters in some of his films, but I like how his characters are gray. But usually he puts them up against even worse characters, so you can root for them, even though they're not the best of people. Like in Glorious Bastards, the bastards are not good guys. They're assholes too. They're pieces of shits too, but they're fighting Nazis, so it's like in that section you gotta cheer for them.
All right.
I love that.
Yeah, I was talking about this a while ago with my creative writing teacher. Like, I find it really interesting when you can make a story where both sides are shitty, but they're both so compelling that you can't look away. Like Twins of Evil, you've got Peter Cushing as this Puritan who's burning women at the stake because he thinks they're possessed by the spawn of Satan, and then an actual devil worshipping vampire who's kidnapping people and blood sacrificing them. They're both awful,
Yeah.
and they're both at each other's throats, but you can't look away from either one of them because the actors are selling them so well. And then they like introduce like a conventional hero character who I didn't really give a shit about.
Right.
It's
Oh no, I was just gonna say, dude, you gotta see Hateful Eight if you like that, because Hateful Eight's kind of like The Thing. They're like all trapped in a cabin, but all of them are assholes. Like everybody in that movie has like issues. Like nobody's a clear good guy, and it's just the way it goes is so good.
I will have to check that out.
It's interesting that you mentioned that there's like two factions of people who are almost just as bad, yet you see like shades of gray of them, because I'm trying to kind of do something story-wise that kind of involves that, and it's in the 1950s, basically. You know,
Yeah.
during the whole Cold War thing, which was different classes of people who are just at each other's throats. You know, I like that idea for a sci-fi story where, like, you have two species. You have human and you have an alien species, and they're both similar, but they're both very different. But they want the same thing. They want to have a future, you know, but they have different views of who gets to have that future, you know, and
Right.
who's the first class, who's second class, who's what, you know, and it, you know, it's kind of like a, you know, I don't know how to say it, just that it's two people who are at each other's throats, and they could accomplish so much more together, but instead they're just at each other's throats most of the time.
That's interesting.
You know, I don't know. Like, I'm not a philosophy person by any means, but I like having a message behind the story, you know.
I'm probably going to have to hop off now, but it's been a pleasure talking to both of you.
You too, man.
Hell yeah. I was glad to caught you guys. It's always good to, like, because Ampro, I don't see you that much, and Cody, I don't see you, like, I see Ampro more, so it's like, it's good to catch both of you.
I don't go live as much. I don't go live really ever.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure, though. I appreciate it when you guys can show up and talk when you can.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I almost put my cursor over the Leave Studio button again. I keep doing that. But yeah, thank you to everybody who showed up in the chat. Thank you to you guys for talking with me, and I'll see you guys later.
Bye. You too, man. Take care.